Hello and welcome to Schenectady, New York at Frank Bailey Field. Got an exciting Liberty League matchup today between RIT and Union College. Pretty nice day outside. I actually thought it was going to be rain all day. We had some heavy rain this morning, but it's cleared up. A little bit of sun. It's nice and warm. And a beautiful day to play some lacrosse. A very skilled RIT team coming in here to Schenectady. Only one loss on the season. That came all the way back in February versus Tufts. That was a 6-goal loss, but besides that, they've been cooking all year. So a big challenge for Union, who had a tough 5-game skid, but was able to pull it back with a win at Vassar last weekend, 16-11. And Union will get the first one in the face-off. Looking to get to the cage. Shot goes, bounces wide, chased down by Kip in the corner. Good momentum bringer for Union to start. Ball starts on the far sideline, rotates up top to Matt DeSalt, senior midfielder from Melrose, Massachusetts. I'll try to recognize the seniors as we go through. It is their senior day, last home game for Union of the season, so love to recognize these seniors, getting some playing time in their final game here at Frank Bailey. Gets out to McAvoy out back, also a senior. Comes around, turns into his right hand, finds some space, dives. It's going to be a flag down. I don't even know where that ball hit. It looked, maybe caught that back post. It's a good shot, but he was pushed in the crease on the dive, so flag goes down. This Union sideline's hyped up. Great play coming from McAvoy. Just wasn't quite able to finish it. Either way, draws the penalty. Archie McAvoy, the senior attack from Cape Elizabeth, Maine, playing in his final game at Frank Bailey Field. This man-down unit for RIT has been very successful so far this year, only giving it up about 25%. He's going to start behind with Kip. Moves through, he goes back to him on the wing. He finds a spot-up shot, a good save low for number 31, Alex Ziborowski. RIT now again going with their first offensive set. Union's going to try to sub. They'll be able to get it off in time. And RIT will now send their pole. Union will match at the midline. And on comes the D middies. That will be Patrick Riley and number 41, Jason Koch, senior midfielder from Scarsdale, New York. Shot goes. Able to find the bottom left. Number 17 in RIT, Chase Bruno, junior midfielder from Wilmette, Illinois, puts RIT on the board for the first goal of the day. And pretty easy. Moves the ball around, find an open shooter. And that was a great shot. Tough to trick. One of the bright spots for Union this year has been their goaltender, and Nick Lynch came in a couple games into the season and has been almost 60% so far. Pretty much better the matchup of most goalies he's played against, but that was a good shot. A little bit of a tricky one, bouncing down low left. Wasn't able to get a good track, and RIT wins the second face-off. Union does have a slight advantage in face-off percentage. RIT in the season about 53, Union about 60. It's been one of their strengths. RIT goes back to their defensive end after the face-off win, able to get the clear now down to the 30. Subs coming on. Coming out of the box, that's number 17, the previous goal scorer, Bruno. He's going to start up the offense, dodging against Riley. Draws a slide. Pulls out, good slide coming from Chris Connolly. Forcing Bruno out to the side. Now they're going to start on the other alley. Sweep across the top, feed to the far side. Finds the crease, good backhanded shot, but a good save by Nick Lynch. Great ball movement from RIT, but Union was able to adapt quick enough. Didn't allow a great shot on the crease. I mean, any shot on the crease you don't like, but Lynch was able to make the save on that one. Now the clear up the far side coming for Riley.
Well, the good thing we've seen about Union so far this year is their physicality on defense. and they don't really like getting pushed around too much. This RIT team is very, very fluid in their play, so I think that's what Union's going to really have to harp in on today is how good they are with their stick skills on defense.
Yeah, I totally agree. When Union is really flying around on defense, getting sticks on, getting caused turnovers, that's when they play their best. It's when they have to sit back more and rely on their team concepts that sometimes things fall apart. But their man-on-man defense has been great so far this year, and they can really rely on that and get some caused turnovers. They could give this RIT team a struggle. Union starting up their offense. Haven't had much success so far in the shot clock, under 20. Fainted shot from Kip, but he went down. Long pull for RIT, picks up the ground ball and trying to work it in transition. It's 5-on-5 right now. Both teams a little bit slow to the box. Now both teams trying to sub. RIT has an extra player. They're going to try and take advantage of it. Feed to the far side. Union recovers, but he doesn't have the footing. A good shot, bounces wide right. Great hustle coming down there. That was Jack Lucy. He was late on the. It wasn't his fault that he was late, but he was late on the switch. Had to run down and didn't have a good angle going against that shooter, but was able to force him upfield and make it maybe a 15-yard shot instead of a 12-yard shot. Giving a little bit more room for Nick Lynch. Dodge down the right alley, feed back. Overextended, the Union defense shot comes and it goes. I do like to see them trying to be aggressive there. They had a switch. Sula comes out on the slide, but goes a little too heavy on the stick. I would like to see him body up. If you're going to be aggressive, you need to play that body first. Goes for the stick and then leaves an open dodge, and no other slides came for Union. I think the backside was a little bit confused, having already sent one slide. And you don't really expect your long poles a lot to give up those, especially John Sula, great defender. Doesn't often get beat, but get caught with his hand in the cookie jar this time. And it'll be 2-0 RIT. 10 minutes left in this first. Face-off win goes back to Lynch. Point out Luke McHugh, the senior face-off from Longmeadow, Massachusetts. Already having a good game today. Has had a great season. Pushing up this Union face-off percentage. I mean, 60% is great. And an open net shot. Able to run in and save it. That was number 31, Alex Ziborowski. And now work in transition on the other side. Shot comes great. Save Lynch. A hip side save on the transition opportunity. That was maybe a 7-yard rip from the wing.
I mean, that was a 3-on-1 for RIT. I mean, you had three guys pretty much 4 yards outside of the crease there, and Lynch really kind of taking matters into his own hands right there.
Yeah, great back-to-back goalie plays on both sides. Ziborowski able to get back in his net and make a save, and then on the other side, Lynch able to make a great hip save on a 3-on-1. Now Union looking to settle it down a little bit. That was quite a bit of back and forth, probably not favoring Union. Union's got to find an offensive set and just get some shots on cage. They've had one good one from the far wing, and then they just had that one in transition, but haven't had much success getting their offense going. That shot goes well wide, chased down at the near corner by, I believe, Popko. Now up top with number 49, that's Finbar Holland, working against the short stick. Draws the double team, pass back up top. Popko sends it to the far side. Kip's not able to control it. Ground ball in the middle. Kip gets yard sailed. Great fight from this RIT defense on these ground balls. Still fighting for it. Union's back on it now. About even numbers, and it will go to the pole. Long pass makes it a 4-on-3, but John Sula's coming in. Shot from the pole, low bouncer, saved. Bouncing ball out front. Thought RIT had that one a couple times, and now Union will get it as it pops out up towards the midfield line. Popko trying to work on their transition, but is too quick with it. I don't love that decision. You just survived a little bit of an onslaught, probably what should have been a goal. You got a good save by Lynch, and then that ball was bouncing on the crease for a while, always very dangerous. I know you need a goal, and you want to take advantage of those transition opportunities, but I feel like at that point you just need to settle down. This transition, this up and down, doesn't seem to be favoring them right now. I think RIT's getting a lot of better opportunities, despite Lynch kind of standing on his head and helping this game stay 2-0, but...
Yeah, I mean, I fully agree. I think Popko there running down, he's trying to chase that momentum that, both sides have here, that fast play. But if I was him right there, slow the game down. I mean, the Union so far over these first, 10 minutes this is some of the best play we've seen out of them, even with the wide open shots RIT is getting here. So you have, Lynch really playing out of his mind. So if I was Union on offense, I want to slow it down, set something up.
Yeah, give the defense a little bit of break. I mean, it's easy for us to say when you're not in the moment running down the field. He sees an open guy, he wants to make it happen, but he was a little bit swarmed. We got a ground ball in the back corner. It will be chased down by RIT. They'll gain possession.
That was a weird play over there because I thought I saw Luzietti. I mean, he had the ball in his stick, and they still gave it to RIT there.
Great job, Union, now forcing a turnover by RIT, just a short-handed pass. Going to be picked up on the end line by Lucy. Goes back. Now an overhanded pass goes a little bit over the outstretched stick of Sula, and we got transition going the other way. 2-on-1. Goes to the far side. Shot. And it goes. 1-on-1 with the goalie. Great, well played by RIT. But Union just a lot of unforced turnovers right now. Maybe playing a little bit too fast for their own liking is creating opportunities for RIT.
Yeah, I mean, right there. I mean, Lynch, this first quarter really has been playing well, but that was a weak moment out of him. I mean, you have a guy, he's open right at pretty much RIT's 45, and you just, pretty much sail him. I mean, it's a long pull, and
he was
it's
trying
way over his head. I mean, you're trying to set something up there, calm it down, get a pass where only he can get it, but I wouldn't have done that. That kind of a dangerous hit. I'm shocked.
Riley goes down in the middle.
Flag is down on the field.
Union's able to gain
the advantage.
Yeah, Union's able to gain possession and the flag. Like you were saying, I think Lynch was just playing it maybe a little too safe. Tried to float it to keep it out of other players' sticks and floated it too much. And another iffy turnover, but this one with the flag down, Union will have an opportunity. Erdy 0 for 1 on the man up for Union, going up against great man down. Only lets it up about 25% of the time for RIT. Union's man up has been a little bit up and down this season, but it's definitely been one of their stronger spots in points when they've struggled offensively. They're at 42.9% right now, so a pretty good number from them. And looking to improve it here, they need a goal. They just need something to bring some momentum. I think they've honestly been playing pretty well, but a couple key mistakes have really. I think one goal RIT really deserved. The other two, I think, came off of Union turnovers. Shot from the wing, bouncer hits the pipe and goes out. Great opportunity from Popko. Had the goalie beat, but was just a couple inches too wide. Starting on the far sideline with Kip. Goes up with McAvoy. Back to Kip. Back to McAvoy, down to Popko, up to over to Kip. On the far wing. Goes back to the point. McAvoy's not able to hold on to it. Ground ball in the middle. Was under a foot of an RIT defenseman for a while. Now pops up and goes to the short stick D midi. RIT's moving the other way. Are they going to try to force this in the transition? Man down, they will. Hits the point, goes down to the side. Bad shot, flies high and wide. Don't love that. Number 54, Jack Boudway, the senior attack, goes underhand on the dunk shot, trying to avoid that defenseman's stick, but ends up sending it about a foot left and well too high.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the stats that really stands out for RIT coming into this is their assist numbers. I think they're at, pushing 150 probably to the end of this game. So, their ball movement has been incredible this season. They're one of the best D3 teams in the entire nation this year. And so if Union, can get some momentum and try to really win this game, there's, I think, another goal for RIT.
Yeah, that shot came down. That was number 10. David Charney, sophomore attackman from Coquitlam, BC. Able to sneak and find one. I think Lynch thought he had that one. He jumped. I think he got it with his body, but
he trickled off his right hip there and kind of.
It was a really good shot. Yeah. Charney was able to fit it in a really small area there. But again, the Union defense just letting him get in a little too close. That was a great opportunity for RIT, and they capitalized with a good shot. And now it'll be 4-0. Union just unable to find anything going on offense, and it really came from their turnover numbers. They just seem to be continuously throwing away the balls. They're getting the possession opportunities. A little bit of switch up at face-off. This win coming for Luke Tranter, the junior face-off from Sudbury, Mass. He's able to send it over to the far side with Charlie Canteros, first-year defense, Auburndale, Massachusetts. Union will get their subs. They've settled it a couple times on offense and have had no success, but mostly because they get through their progressions, they find an open guy, and then they're just not able to control the ball.
Yeah, drop passes. I mean, we've seen 4 so far, really. I mean, you have a good pass coming from an X. You have a lane. You know, you just kind of have to stick it and rip it here. I think they're trying to set something up like that here again.
I think they've done a good job of getting into their plays and finding looks. They've just not been able to complete them. Shot comes. That one a little bit too easy of a save. That was Makai Taylor up top. He had a hat trick last week in the game against Vassar, but unable to get it done there. Bouncer goes 5-hole. And again, in transition, RIT's just moving faster than Union. Union came into this game very hyped. They were moving fast the first 10 minutes, but now it seems like the RIT goals are just demoralizing them. They're just not finding their way down the field, being a little bit too slow subbing. And it'll be a timeout. Union needs to stop the bleeding. 5-0, 3:44 left in the first. And really worse than the score. I think the first 10 minutes they were playing really well. Now it seems like the errors just dropped out of them.
Yeah, I mean, I really do like this timeout call here at this point in the quarter, but, you know, I think Union's going to need to figure something out desperately here. RIT, I mean, you knew they were going to be the hardest team on your entire schedule. This is, again, not the year anybody really expected Union to have for this men's lacrosse team. And RIT really shot out of a cannon. I mean, they've been fantastic, but who would expect them to be, you know, one of the top 5 D3 teams in the nation? So Union to even score some momentum, you know, get a few goals here, see that you can play against these guys. You know, it's a good momentum shift into next year and into the Liberty League playoffs, really.
Yeah, I mean, Union's had maybe a generational struggle against RIT in the past 4 or 5 years. Well, they've been very competitive, but they haven't been able to get the wins over RIT when they needed them the most. There's been several seasons when they've lost RIT 2 or 3 times in the same season between regular season play, Liberty League playoffs, and NCAA playoffs. So it's really been a struggle for them, but obviously this year, not the greatest in Union College lacrosse history, not what they wanted, but they've been able to find a lot of good games. It's just not been able to close some of them. I mean, they played I think a very good game versus RPI, and then just last 10 minutes weren't really able to close it out. I thought they overall played a good game against a very talented RPI team this year who's going to do very well in Liberty League playoffs and national playoffs. But haven't really been able to close and just have had some lapses, kind of like we've seen today, some small defensive lapses and some turnovers that they just haven't been able to put together, and then haven't been able to find the offense quite as much. They lost a lot of those key scorers we talked about early on this season, about 5 players doing grad transfers to D1 schools. I mean, that's great for the program as a whole, showing how good this team has been at developing players, but they haven't been able to find those same offensive punches to replace those missing players. Yet still, I think a lot of young talent on this team that we've talked about.
Yeah.
We talked about Lynch and Nett. He's done a great job coming in this year, only a sophomore. Quite a few other players. Makai Taylor's really taken a step forward this year. He really wasn't a part of this team offensively before, and now you see he scored a hat-trick last game. He's making steps. Popko, leading scorer for this team, is a transfer student, but is his first year on the team, and he's leading the team in scoring. So I think Union can definitely develop and turn this squad into something a lot better than what they've been this year. I think they definitely have the parts to do it. Union now trying to get their first of the game. 5-0 RIT. Goes up to Hazen Pike, and Pike passes it to a player that's not there. Another just miscommunication, that one between Lime and Pike. Lime tried to cut through, Pike tried to pass it to him, and there was nobody there. And those are the type of mistakes, really just mental mistakes that have all season been an issue for Union, and especially today, as they have several turnovers and haven't been able to. I think they had one good opportunity on net earlier, then they had one in transition, and that is it. Because I think every other possession they've turned it over.
Yeah.
And I think every turnover, honestly, has been unprompted, has been uncaused by RIT.
RIT really defensively is letting Union come at them. because I think they watched the film. I mean, they know that Union's passing, 'cause they're gonna give that to Union.
Yeah, RIT taking a page out of Union's book,
Yep.
a pass. That was a hard pass, but also a hard catch. And neither player. It's always what we say. You got to make good passes, but you also got to make hard catches. Tries to score the goal on the 10-man ride, but a good job by Zabrowski. And a great save from Nick Lynch, punching that one off in transition. Lynch is this game could be a lot worse without Lynch in that, with the amount of transition opportunities he's had. I mean, Lynch actually gave up that turnover again, but honestly, I love the idea.
Yeah,
Your offense is discovering. If you score a full court shot, I think your team would really gain that momentum back. You got to find something.
Automatically switches.
And against the 10-man ride, you have to take those shots. Sometimes you have to keep them honest. Dodge down the far alley against Riley. Now it moves behind to X. Up to the high wing. Great interception from Sula. Catching RIT being a little bit lazy with their feet. Gets in that lane, and now he's going to work it in transition. This is their opportunity. 5-on-3. Finds the point. Down to the wing. Shot. Bouncers wide. Hits the side of the net. Ground ball behind. Picked up on Popko. Now Union has to pull it out. Good transition opportunity. A good shot. And able to get the ground ball. That's really the two problems. Union has been causing their own turnovers, but then RIT has been hopping on these ground balls. Yeah. They've done a phenomenal job of getting these ground balls, especially on the defensive side. Union finally able to get one off of a lucky bounce off the side of the cage. Gives them another opportunity here when they need it the most.
Yeah, I think Union here should really run down the clock. I mean, it's about a 16-second difference. Oh, and a goal.
Finally, feed to the inside. Finds, I believe that's McAvoy. I thought I caught another number first, but I think McAvoy actually ran out with that one.
Well, I mean, I stand corrected. I mean, you have a lane, take it. I thought Union there was going to wait probably up until 20 seconds on the shot clock. Give RIT only, about 14 to go down and shoot and score here. But, now they're putting the trust in the face-off here. And I think, a good momentum builder going into the second quarter.
And I stand corrected. That was Makai Taylor. That's who I thought it was first, and then I saw it run out, and I'm like, both have ones in their numbers. Face-offs briefly won by RIT. Now it's sent out. You got about 40 seconds left. It's going to be a big possession call. Both teams seem a little bit confused, but it will go the way of RIT. But that was a great bowl at Union. Yeah. They set up a good play, and then they just found the feed to the crease. Again, I think Union's done good jobs of finding those passes, working through their offense, through their progressions. They just haven't done a great job of finishing, but they're great pass, great catch, and Taylor is able to finish that one. Like I talked about him earlier as a budding offensive player that this Union team's really going to need in the coming years. Dodge, great save from Nick Lynch. Backhanded shot was going for the top right corner, and Lynch is able to come across his body and stuff him. Just under 5 seconds, Union's looking for a shot, sends it down to Kip. Backside, shot goes! With 1 second left, Union able to get another goal, and they got all the momentum now, 5-2. Can't see who was the goal scorer. The assist is going to go to Kip. Finds on the backside, I believe that's Wall. Yeah, it's number 45, Mike Wall.
Mike Wall.
Sophomore attack. Kip does a great job. That is some real composure there from Kip. He had an open shot. Wouldn't have been a great shot, but obviously with the clock counting down, you'll take anything you can get. But is able to have the presence of mind to see Wall wide open on the backside and just recognize that he has enough time to get the pass there, and he had just barely enough time. Wall scored with just about a second left, and that'll put us 5-2 at the end of the first. We'll be back in just a few minutes for the second quarter. Union playing good. It has all the momentum now. back for the second quarter, 5-2 currently RIT. We were this field was lopsided for that first half, for that first quarter. Sorry, for the first at least 13 minutes of it. It was all RIT. Union was turning the ball over on every possession, but it seems like a smart timeout from Witherford turned into a little bit of Union momentum. Now they have 2 straight goals, and they're looking to make it more. Overall, they've done a pretty good job on defense, but their turnovers have turned into a lot of transition opportunities. But star of the game so far has been Nick Lynch. Feed to the crease. Shot goes wide. Dangerous opportunity. Union able to get out unscathed. But star so far has been Nick Lynch. He's had some phenomenal saves to just keep this game somewhat close. Dodge is going to start behind. Goes to the right hand. Union switches. Lucy is on now. Moves around. Going against Sula. Dodge down the right alley. Doesn't have any space. Moves around through X again. Under 30 on the shot clock. 2-man game on the far alley. Dodge. Dive. Easy save for Lynch. Oh, they're going to say he was in the crease. I thought that was going to be a push call for a second. Good clear. Find some space. Canadian pass. Shot goes! Again, Wall. He got the one right before the break and gets another one here. 5-3, RIT.
I mean, this is what we expected out of Union at the start of the year. I mean, this is easily the best they've played in the first half so far this year.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the momentum they're going to need to keep riding throughout this whole game. I mean, that's exactly good clear, good pass, good feed, good shot. Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, gotta talk about Weitzel there.
Yeah.
There was a whistle for him being in the crease. Weitzel just keeps running, beats out basically all of the RIT players because they all kind of stopped on that whistle. Finds a great pass coming from Lynch, and then comes down through traffic. I thought that was going to be a dead fast break because RIT did such a good job at recovering, but Weitzel doesn't give up on it and makes a cross-handed Canadian pass. Now Sula, shot flies high. Going to be picked up by Wall on the end line, but Weitzel able to come down, get across his body, make that pass. That was just a phenomenal job, really, by the entire team. Starting down a good Lynch save, some good defense, a good Lynch save, into the clear to Weitzel, into Weitzel, and down to Wall.
Yeah, and I think right there, as you saw, I mean, number 26, Tyler Robbins, really just fought off 3 RIT defenders there to win that, to get a really kind of a strong 20-yard rip for Union there.
Feed to the inside. Wall again. Hat trick for Wall. 3 straight. And that was the offense you need. Union's now really settling it and finding the offense they want, which they've struggled to do all year. They settle it there, they move it around, and Wall makes a great cut, and suddenly you have those passes.
Yeah,
and now they're hitting those passes. They're not turning it over on dumb passes around the side, on just bad decisions. They're finding it all right now. 5-4, 4 straight goals for Union, and they're owning the second quarter. Face-off, it's going to be Tranter again. We've had a little bit of a switch up here, but honestly, both players for Union were doing a pretty good job. But Tranter's won a couple pretty cleanly. 2 poles on the face-off for Union. Tranter wins this one forward, but he gets double-teamed on the ground, RIT. It's back with Ziborowski. Ziborowski able to find a pole in the middle, and they'll get the clear. Both teams will slowly sub. Union already got their defensive unit on. They started with 2 poles, with Riley, I believe, down at the attack. Now everyone will realign to find their better matchups. Riley comes up top to cover Bullock. Bullock going to dodge to his left hand, draws the double team, has a player open, hits the near wing. Good save. Hockey to the inside. Had a couple whistles. It'll stay the way of RIT. Can't tell if that whistle came before that shot or after that shot. It was
after, but I'm not sure what the call is.
They signaled for I believe a loose ball push. But then it should have been a play on. I don't know why he whistled it. I mean, I guess because if nobody chases it down, it's still RIT ball. But either way, we'll keep playing. That was a great save by Lynch and decent defense. Union, I think, rotated a little bit too early, but were able to make the recovery and relied on their goalie Lynch to make a good save. Shot now comes, bounces, goes wide. It's going to be a shot clock reset. I think that actually took a piece of Lynch's shoulder. Tough to tell from up here, but that'll be a new 60 for RIT. Dodge down the right alley. Double team comes. Now the switch for Union. Riley crowbars him and sends the player stumbling out towards the end line. Feed to the inside, shot goes. Union gets a little bit lazy. That was a long defensive set. Union's a little bit tired. And then number 5, Ryan Bullock, the first-year attack from Toronto, Ontario, comes down and just makes a good cut. And that was a great feed. It was a decently covered cut. There was a Union player right on him, but just not tight enough to prevent the goal.
Yeah, I mean, first-year Quinteros there. I mean, that he did really all that he could do there. RIT had the first step on him, and you know that's a good goal for RIT. But Union very much still in this, you know, as you see kind of that huge defensive push right there. You know, they're feeling really good. That's what you like to see, this confidence out of Union.
Yeah, good face-off win. Union able to get it down to the offensive end. That was John Sula with the ground ball and Tranter with the win out back to him. But I like to see Union being aggressive on that defensive set. I just think, I mean, it was just a perfectly timed cut by RIT. Union, like you said, Quinteros had just switched. He was a little bit off kilter because he had just done a double team, switched off, had to get back into position. And he tracked the cut decently well, but it was a perfect pass, perfect shot. A bouncer through the middle finds Popko. Bouncer saved. Union player in the crease before all that happened anyway. So it will go the way of RIT. Union able to recover quickly, but they didn't get any subs. Makai Taylor is going to try to beat a player to the box now. Small advantage for RIT. Union's going to double team behind. Union needs to find their players. Good job of redirecting from Chris Connolly, giving Holland a player to defend. That 15-yard shot flies high. Now Union's going to try to get more subs. 2 players extra for RIT if Union doesn't move fast. A slow whistle from the referees to the dismay of the Tigers. Keeps Union from being down 2 players. Now on for the short sticks. It's going to be Matt McKenzie. That's Dinga, 42 points on the season. 3rd on the team. He'll go off the field. Be limping a little bit. Might have pulled something. Sweep across the top. Feed to the far wing. Finds the crease. Good knockdown. Chris Weitzel gets a stick on that one to prevent the goal. Good check. Shot comes. Rings off the crossbar and bounces all the way back out to the 50. Union overplays it. Small advantage for RIT. Feed comes back down to the wing. Shot flies wide. Overall, good defense from Union here. That was a heater coming from the top that wasn't able to be tracked by Lynch, but rang off the crossbar. New player on for RIT. That's Burbank, the senior attack. Ball's on the far sideline. The Dodgers, Bruno, previous goal scorer. Bruno finds space on the inside. Shots, flies wide. Shot clock's at 21. Union's keeping it aggressive on defense, not letting these RIT players get comfortable. Now on the near wing. No switch. Pass is not able to be controlled.
Huge hit, flag down. I do not agree with the call.
Yeah, the flag comes down. It was a loose ball hit. So I definitely understand a whistle. I couldn't really tell from here if it was high enough to warrant the flag or not.
I think you have Chris Connolly sees the RIT player with the ball. He's running at him. The ball loses his stick, or he loses the ball from his stick. and he can't stop his momentum going.
Yeah,
into
yeah.
him,
As far as the hit,
as far as the hit, I don't see anything wrong with it. I
it's
understand loose ball, but
it's unlucky that RIT lost the ball before the hit happened. But yeah, it's tough to tell up here how high that was. I mean, there was multiple refs which I think had a better view than the referee that actually threw the flag. I definitely understand the whistle, but I don't know if I agree with the penalty. First time RIT's been man up all day. Union's done a better. That's been one of their plagues this season too. Has been getting into the penalty box, but they've done a better job so far today. I don't want to jinx them. Now moves to the low wing. Shot comes.
Good
Easy save for Lynch. I think that one was going high too, but Lynch is able to take it to get the turnover. Ball finds Seamus O'Neal, junior defender, who's able to run through a sea of orange and come out safe on the other side. It's going to be a timeout as O'Neal was getting swarmed. 6-4 in favor of RIT. 14 seconds left on the Union penalty. They should be able to run that out pretty quickly and then get into their offense. 7:41 left in the second. We'll be back in a few minutes. Back at 7:35 of the second quarter. Give you a quick rundown. Union tries to run out the rest of their penalty, their first of the day. Started out all RIT, went up 5-0. That entire first quarter was a slanted field. Union just couldn't control the ball, turnovers left and right. And then just starting the end of that first quarter, shot comes from Makai Taylor, blocked out front. It's going to have to be chased down by someone, and Union was totally offsides there. I have no idea.
I don't know why.
What he must have thought the 50 was the 45 or something, because he just sprinted off sides.
I think.
Or maybe he thought he was out of bounds. Yeah. I really can't tell. He just
maybe
ran over the line.
Stick was long enough to stand out the 49 and take it there, but I'm not sure.
Either way, it'll be RIT ball. I think the sad thing is I think Union would have gotten the chase anyway if he just didn't go off sides. RIT, as I go back to my recap, then Union started out last 2 minutes after the Weatherford timeout, scored 2 to end the first, got 2 more to start the second, and then RIT was able to respond with 1, but the Union defense has been playing much more aggressive and better as you see them triple teaming someone on the crease. Great RIT timeout to prevent the takeaway. That was surefire going to happen. 6:34 left, and we'll be back in a minute. back out of the RIT timeout. It was pretty much taken for the sole reason of preventing the turnover. Botched pass, picked up by RIT, but he's swarmed. Continues to be hacked by 3 players. That's going to be a trip. Missed check, took out the foot of Bullock. Now RIT will have a free play. It's going to be Riley going up against Charney. Charney already has a goal today. Charney down to his right. Able to get past Riley. Finds to the inside. Great save, Lynch. Another poor slide by Union. Not able to take the party. Charney able to just swim through a couple of Union players. But another great save by Lynch. Able to get his body in front of it. Gets his hands across. And prevents the free play from continuing. Now it'll be a penalty for a trip. I don't know who on. White 4 for a trip. That will be Shane Lazzetti, senior defense from Newtown, Connecticut.
I mean, if you want to talk about a player of the game so far, it's been Nick Lynch.
Yeah, that was another great save right on the crease.
Save. He's had so many one-on-one moments and very calm so far through this game. I mean, another one right there.
Feed to the crease.
Oh.
That unlucky play from Union. They able to get the check on the first feed to the crease. Gets the ball on the turf. But then it just bounces right to the other RIT player on the crease, and that's just a tough one to track if you're a Union defenseman, and for Nick Lynch at the same time. And then it was a good shot, bouncing, just finding its way under the top crossbar. So that'll be 7-4 in favor of RIT. Union goes 1 for 1 on man down on the day. Just would like to see Union. I love their aggressiveness, honestly. I won't really say anything because I was going to say, gotta try to stay out of the box. That's been a penalty this season. It's a little bit of a problem right now, but I just love to see the Union defense being aggressive, and I think that's really what's brought them a lot of momentum and has kept them in this game. Ground ball. Check puts it on the ground. Now player comes out of the box. That was an early possession call. A couple players tied up. Trainer's trying to hold on to his helmet.
I think number 43 still thought Trainer had the ball there. I mean, if he didn't, should have really been a Union man-up situation because he was kind of hacking at him.
Shot flies wide. Picked up on the end line by Popko. 5:01 in the second. 3-goal lead for RIT. Union looking to take back their momentum after having a full 4-goal stretch between the end of the first and start of the second. Evan Lime, he's going to start, has the short stick matchup. Goes to his left, feed across. Shot flies wide. Actually, I think that took a deflection out front. The shot from Hazen Pike unable to go. RIT defense confused on who has who. Union still in their open set. Cutter comes across, not open. Popko working on the far side. Good defense. Union moves it up top. Now Kip down the alley. Feed across the line, and Lime shoots and scores. Line was working hard on that play. A lot of movement on the crease. That's what you love to see if you're any lacrosse coach, and it finally pays off. Gets wide open. Kip finds a pass. Shot, score. 7-5. 7-5 in favor of RIT. 4:20 left in the second quarter. Back to the face-off X. We'll go back to Luke McHugh, senior face-off from Longmeadow, Mass. His wings will be Patrick Riley and John Sula. A lot of contact. Both players end up pretty much on top of the ball. I think RIT is sitting on top of it, and it'll get whistled for that Union ball. Or actually, maybe Sula actually had that one when the whistle came through. Either way, I do think RIT was on top of the ball at some point. So, number 25, Brendan Powers, coming on the field. He'll be working with the midfield line of Mackay Taylor, and I believe that's Finbar Holland on the far side. Powers has the short stick matchup, looking to take advantage. Dodges to his right, draws a double team, feeds it to Holland. Holland's shot goes right to the stick of number 31, Ziborowski. It was a tough shot turning around, but Sends it stick side high, and that's not a great one. As a great shave comes from Nick Lynch. A low one pops up into the stick of Lazzetti. Now Union's moving in transition. A tough pass kills the momentum, but Union will hold on to the ball. Now it finds Lazzetti up top. Lazzetti will just pass that one off. Really no advantage for the offense there. Union will sub all their players. On comes the Pike line. He'll be working with Bo Bensley, first-year midfielder, South Hamilton, Massachusetts. And Holland still. Holland sends it through X. Pass up top. Finds a shot. Flies wide left. Chased down by Union. Starting on the end line, moves up the near side to the point and Powers. Some aggressive defense from RIT. Now into a zone concept. Shot bouncer goes off the chest of Ziborowski. Contested chase goes the way of Union. To the far wing. Still sitting in a zone concept for RIT. They're just leaving a short stick on the crease. I mean, Union's last couple goals have came on those crease cutters. So that's what they're trying to prevent here. But maybe now it looks like they've switched out of it. Now they're matching it up. Nope, still sitting in the zone. Those short sticks are playing it. Goes right off the helmet of the RIT player. Bounces towards the midfield line. It's going to be chased down by Union. That was Hazen Pike with a good chase. This time the Union defense decides to stay onside, so that's great to see. Learning from your mistakes.
Shot clock just hit 20 seconds.
This RIT zone's really throwing a curveball at Union as that pass was well low. Union hits a player just as he gets rid of the ball. Union on the ride. Making some decent progress, but Kip's trying to sub and leaves him one man alone. As now they'll jump him at the midfield line, but a successful clear for RIT. Union still subbing. Slight advantage for RIT, but they'll call a timeout to calm themselves down. It'll be 7-5. 1:15 left. RIT trying to come up with a plan to extend their lead to 3. We'll be back in a minute. Back out of the timeout. 1:15 left, but the clock is not running. Now it will be. 1:15 left in the half. been back and forth momentum after 5-goal run for RIT to start off, goes to a 4-goal run for Union. Then it's been a little bit back and forth, but definitely seems like Union's had the general better of play. They've gotten, especially comparatively to how they were early in this game, their defense has been much more aggressive. Their mistakes have been limited, and still there are a couple star players who have been great times. Mike Wall, Nick Lynch, still playing great. Great slide from Union. Staying hard on the RIT player's hands. Comes around trying to take advantage of the short stick matchup. Double team from Union. Riley's down. Feed to the far side. Shot goes. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Able to send it top left. Union was a little bit sporadic there. Yeah. After Riley went down, they had honestly a couple good slides, but the rotation just became too much, and they were a player down. And a bad closeout, which are very easy to have those bad closeouts when you're scrambling to get it through your rotation. Good dodge, takes the shot, and it's a good placement. Gets it in 8-5 in favor of RIT, 26.9. Union's been doing quite well in the faceoffs. They definitely have a chance to win this one and get an offensive opportunity out of it. It'll be McHugh. McHugh wins it back, but it'll be a contested ground ball. Still McHugh has it. 20 left. McHugh working on the clear, but that pass, just trying to work it a little too quick because of the time constraints. 15, RIT has an opportunity. Finds a player in transition. Good slide. Shot goes. Bounces wide. 9 seconds starting on the end line for RIT. Comes to the wing. 5 seconds. Up to the top middle, shot from 15, a good hit, puts a RIT player down. Looks like RIT was complaining, but that was a beautiful hit coming across the top middle. Shot flies wide, and Union's able to hold out for the last 19 seconds, 8-5 at the end of the half. We'll be back for the second. back for the second half after an exciting first. We started out the game all RIT. Went back for a 4-goal streak for Union. Then it was back and forth. RIT coming out on top with 3-goal lead right now, but Union's been playing genuinely some of their best lacrosse of the season, very aggressive defensively, and outside of some key mistakes, I think have really played a great game. Really outside of those first 5 goals, which were almost all of those goals were caused by Union's own turnovers and their own mistakes. I think Union's had a great game. Now, RIT gets the win in the faceoff. Union's done a good job of winning most faceoffs. This is RIT's first win in a little while. Yeah, Lucy playing some great defense. Pass comes down. Good checks, makes the RIT offenseman turn around. Now he's going to start up a new dodge. Sweeps across the top. Feed to the far side. Now onto the front side of the crease. Has to pull out. Good rotation by Union. Pass up. Patrick Riley defending. Shot flies well wide of the cage. 14 on the shot clock. It's already a good defensive set from Union, knocking on wood. Empty set. Quick pass to the inside. Tries to find the cutter. Bouncing ball out in front. Going to be chased down by number 5, Nick Lynch. Lynch starting up the clear. Finds Lucy on the far side.
Yeah, as Union sets up here, I'm curious to see what RIT does defensively. I mean, you see last time, that last real offensive series Union had, they went to the zone concept, and it really kind of freaked Union out a little bit. Zaz shots rip wide. So as Union sets up their offensive scheme here, I wonder if they're going to stick to that zone or go back to the man that they were running really for almost the entire first half.
Yeah, Union was really making their money in that second quarter with some backdoor cuts. Wall found a good cut. We saw Emmett Lime on the crease. He had a good goal. So they were trying to prevent that through just sticking their short stick down in that crease and leaving it in a zone. It looks like they're doing an automatic slide here. Definitely not the same concept we saw earlier in this game. Now they're going to move off of that and back into man. Open set for Union. But looks like RIT is willing to be very quick with their slides. They're hedging quite a bit. Kip comes down the right side. He runs into a double team, unable to hold his feet, but gets off to lefty shot, deflects off of a short stick player for RIT. Fight on the end line. It's actually going to be whistled in favor of RIT. I'm not surprised. I thought the RIT player won that battle, and the Union player kind of just picked it up and acted like it was his. I respect the confidence, but the ref corrects him and gives the ball to RIT. Decent offensive set for Union, but didn't love the Kip shot, but definitely difficult losing your feet in that situation where I think he had good dodge. RIT is able to successfully get the clear. Both teams getting in some subs. Long pole comes off for RIT, and on goes number 23, DeLauro. DeLauro up top. He's going to be defended by the Union long pole in Chris Connolly. Now Finneran dodges. Union moves. RIT moves around the far side. Ground ball. Union fighting for it. Rolls out to an RIT player. Whips around. Finds its way back to the point. Dodges down the right alley. Gets a double team. Gets through it. Now as a player up top. Shot comes from 15. Great block. That was Robbins putting his body on the line to stop that shot. Hard fought ground ball on the far side. RIT player goes down. Then RIT player saves that one, sends it back in. Bounce pass at the 50. Finds Matt McKenzie. McKenzie's spinning around a long pole. Gets the clear successfully for Union. Now it finds Robbins. Hands it off to Kip. Union wants to settle this one, but they find Popko. Popko being hounded by a short stick. Flag comes on for a slash. Really surprised. I mean, that short stick was hacking, but it's tough to get. It's tough to get a slashing penalty. He had two hands on his stick, too.
Yeah,
With two hands
I
on your
mean-
stick, really tough to get a slashing penalty.
Union loves that call, especially at this point.
Feed across the middle, doesn't hit its mark. Picked up by RIT, and Union will go on man up. I believe Union's 0 for 2 today. But this is their first one in a while. That 0 for 2 came when they were playing like a different team earlier on in this game when it was 5-0. So hopefully something a little bit different shows here for the Union man-up squad. Oh, so it'll actually be on that long pole through one check. The short stick was hounding him, but the long pole just threw a slap at him, and he's the one who will get the slash. Number 32, Sam Rosa, sophomore LSM from Syracuse, New York, heads to the box. Union goes empty. Now Lime goes to the crease as the ball moves to the far side. Gets up to McAvoy. Through Popko. Over to Kip. Stays with Kip. He'll rip one. Bouncer gets saved. Ziborowski with another good save. That one was a far out one. Didn't love that on the man-up opportunity for Kip. But he's fighting it out hard on the ride. A long pass to the attack hits its mark. Great work from the RIT attack to get open. Only 15 seconds on this one. I think both teams will sit it out, and we'll play some even offensive set for RIT. Union gets in their subs. On comes Lucy. The other short stick for Union will be Pat Riley. RIT now all even. In an empty set, now one slowly walks to the crease. Sweep across the top, well defended by Lucy. Two-man game in the far alley. Neither player picks him up. Shot, great save. Mental mistake there from the Union defense, but Nick Lynch is able to stick his foot out and save that one. And there'll be a 1-minute slashing. I didn't see the flag go down. It was way back here in the transition. And it'll be Kip on that ride. He gets the slashing penalty, and Union will be man down again.
Yeah, well, you saw Kip. I mean, he was coming at the RIT player. He goes one hand, kind of just whips the stick around, hits him. Easy call for the ref there for the slash. A lot easier call than the RIT slash that we saw.
You'd like to get away with some of those sometimes, but seeing the slash they called on RIT just a minute prior, you knew they were going to get you for that. Feed gets across, good knockdown. That was Shane Lazzetti getting a stick in the lane. RIT is able to maintain control. 5-man rotation for Union. Shot. Union a little bit slow getting out. Weitzel not able to get his stick on the shooter. And that's a goal for RIT, 9-5. 8:11 left in the third. It'll be number 4, Michael Finneran, the 5th-year midfielder from Andover, Massachusetts. Gets the goal. First one of the quarter, actually, for RIT. Back to the U for a face-off. This time for Union, I believe that's Tranter.
Yep.
Tranter unable to get the win. Goes back to the defensive end. Don't know what the goalie's complaining about. I mean, it was a little bit of contact, but didn't seem like anything overly unnecessary.
I mean, Wall just went in there, wanted to give him a little love tap.
It is a contact sport, after all.
Yeah, I don't think he's used to being hit much.
RIT looking to make it a 5-goal game. Great check, puts it on the ground. Quickly going to be picked back up. That was Matt McKenzie. Some great defense. His other short stick companion will be Pat Riley playing defense there. Moves around the horn. Well defended by John Sula. That's Bruno. Bruno gets shortly double teamed. Shots blocked out front by Riley. Ground ball as players go flying into each other. I don't know how the refs made sense of that one being a push on Union. It looks like Pat Riley took some kind of hit to the leg. He'll go down. The trainer's out there.
Well, he tried to walk it off, but, I mean, he is in a lot of discomfort over there.
Yeah, just a collision of bodies in that corner. We were kind of blocked off with all the players in that ground ball scrum. But 2 Union players were in it and an RIT player all ended up on the ground. As it looks now that Riley will get back up. He'll limp off the field, able to walk under his own power, so that's great to see. Could be any number of things. We won't speculate here. He'll stay RIT ball off of a Union push. Again, don't really have information on that one. I just saw all the bodies collide after Union had won the ground ball. It'll be a reset shot clock because Union did have possession, and then it was whistled in favor of RIT. Union trying to find their matchups here out of the injury.
Well, loss of Riley defensively it's kind of huge.
Yeah, the senior midfielder has been a real mainstay of this short stick team. Midi Kilua, I mean, a couple other younger players around him. I mean, we see a lot of Lucy, we see a lot of Robbins, but the real mainstay, especially on the wing too, has been Patrick Riley all season. And even in previous seasons, same thing last season, he was really the mainstay at the short stick team midi role. And coming out of the injury, I think Union was just a little bit asleep, maybe worried about their teammate as Charney just walks through multiple Union defenders, and that puts in an easy one to make it 10-5.
I mean, Union, yeah, as you just said, caught sleeping. He didn't make a single move. He just kind of waltzed right in. I mean, it was one step right, one step left, one step right, shot, goal. I think Union now, you had all that momentum coming in. Second half, RIT kind of turned it off. So Union here, I mean, they need to win a face-off. They are yet to really control one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they've played overly poorly in this third quarter, but they definitely haven't done nothing to push the momentum in their direction, nothing to try to get back in this game. When I felt like going into the halftime, they had a ton. They didn't really bring that same fire in the second half so far, but still a lot of time to play. 6 minutes in the third, whole fourth quarter. They have enough time. They just need to find that fire they had at the beginning of the second quarter, and really in the entire second quarter, even when RIT was scoring. Shot comes, flies wide right from Holland. Really that whole second quarter, even when RIT was scoring a couple goals, I think they were playing with a different kind of motivation behind them than they've had most of the season. Union ball, have 50 seconds on the shot clock. Going to start out X. That's Kip working against the long pole, 2-man game with Wall. Kip takes a shot, finds the pipe. Chased down by Union to the dismay of the RIT sideline. Many of them jumping up and down, complaining about that one. Feed across the top, finds Popko. Popko gets some contact on that shot. Don't think that one had the speed or placement he wanted. It was a pretty easy save for number 31, Ziborowski. On the other side, easy feed to the inside. Lucky bounce prevents the goal. A little lucky if you're a Union fan, unlucky if you're an RIT fan. That one should have been an easy one. Going the other way. Shot flies well high. Chased down by Union.
Union, I mean, he's flying through. He had the lane, but here, I mean, I think when you get a transition speed like that, set something up. You know, look for a pass first there. I know you want a goal to gain some momentum here, and obviously you want to take the matters into your own hands, but I think Union, one of their best offensive things that they do is their crossers. You know, they find open men, especially from X, so I think that's exactly what they need to try here.
Shot coming from Popko, bounces wide. Yeah, I definitely agree. I think this Union offense plays at their best when they're passing well.
Yeah.
And I think they figured that out at points this season and maybe forgot it at other points. I think early on it was a real issue that just Dodgers running into multiple men and just not being able to find it as Popko on the wing. Looked like he might have had an opportunity, but gave it up to Wall behind. But I think that's what they were doing well in the second quarter. They were passing really well. They were finding those cutters. Popko saves that one. It goes to the stick of Pike. He's unable to control it. Now he's hounded by a couple defensemen. Does a good job boxing out. Finds the ground ball. Shot flies high. And he's pushed in the crease.
Yeah, I mean, easy call. I don't know.
Some complaints from RIT. I mean, it wasn't anything dirty, but that was just pretty square in his back. And that'll be a penalty against RIT. We'll see who goes to the box. Full new shot clock for Union with a man-up opportunity. They haven't been very successful on man-up so far. Be 25 for RIT. Jamie Hunt, fifth-year D. It'll be a legal body check. A duffed pass for Union, but it will luckily stay in bounds. A little bit of wet turf helping out. Starting out their man up slow. Ball to McAvoy. Staying up top, feed to the inside. Backhanded shot. Rolls wide. Chased down by Line on the end line. Popko on the near wing. Trying to find that hole between the RIT zones for a shot. Kip will rip one. Bouncer. Goes wide. That one got some contact. It'll be a reset shot clock. About 17 seconds left on the penalty, but a full 60 on the shot clock, so no real need to rush it here if you don't find the opportunity. Popko rips one. Low bouncer chased down by Liam McGovern, senior midfielder from Wilton, Connecticut. Another shot goes wide. Union finding a couple decent opportunities, but not able to put them on net yet. We'll be back to all even, but Union still has 45 on the shot clock. Still a wealth of opportunity here for Union to finally get a second half goal and put this game back in their own hands. Popko to his right. Bouncer, great shot. Bounces, barely finds its way within that top crossbar. And finally, Union gets one on occasion, gets their first one in the second half. 10-6 in favor of RIT. Walker Popko with the goal. He's the leading scorer on this Union team with 33 coming into today. And gets one there when Union really needed the momentum. It seemed like they've been a little bit asleep in this second half, and then really after the Riley injury, seemed to go completely dormant. Hopefully that will bring some life, as maybe will another face-off win. Great back check. Ground ball out back for RIT. Union on the ride. Long pass finds its mark. He'll be trailed. That's not offsides. Kip really could have ran over if he thought he had a chance at that check, but decided to at least try not to. He ended up sliding over, but got back well within time. RIT sets up. Sweep across the middle. Steps out. Good defense from Lucy. To the far wing. Now, with Riley out, it's going to be Robbins as the second short stick D midfielder working with Lucy. He's going to force this one down the alley. That's a shot. I like that one if I'm Lynch. That's the type of shots you want to take. Down the alley on the run. Swims over Lucy. Turns back to his right. Long pass. Finds its mark. 12-yard rip. Great save, Lynch. It pops out. Open ball in the middle. Lynch able to get a stick on top of it. Rolls out back. Gives it to Lazzetti. Now to Makai Taylor. Taylor's got to get over. He will. Makai Taylor beats quite a few RIT defenders in, but Union doesn't have the numbers to take advantage. Union will go full sub. On comes Holland with the midfield line of Taylor and Brendan Powers, first-year midfielder. Holland will start up. He has the short stick matchup. Looking to take advantage. The short stick really wants to push him down the alley. Holland rolls to his right. Now tries to sweep across the middle. The pass not on its mark, and the ref will recognize it's a pass and give it back to RIT. I think that was, I like the idea, trying to find those cutters, but I don't think he was open enough, and obviously the pass wasn't good enough. I think it was just too difficult to make that pass or to make that catch. Deflection in the middle on the ripped shot. Union will send one right back. That one will be saved. And it'll be 10-6 at the end of the third. We'll be back in a minute for the fourth quarter. Back for the fourth quarter, back and forth face-off ends up going the way of RIT. And RIT has a man advantage. Actually, they won't. As we see, love to see this, Patrick Riley back in the game. Must have just been, does have a brace on his right ankle. Don't know if that had something to do with it or if it was just a stinger. It looks like he might be limping a little bit out there. I won't speculate too much. But it might have just been a hard hit from that contact, able to get back on the field. That's great to see, especially in his last game at Frank Bailey Field as a senior. John Sula defending. Bodies up, double team. Knocks down the pick while he's at it. Good defense from Lucy. Lucy strong arms him. Double team comes from Riley. Puts the ball on the ground briefly, but goes back into an RIT stick. Shot flies wide. I don't know where that flag's from. The shooter got knocked down. I didn't see the hit, but it looked... Or if that flag was earlier on a previous hit, I don't know. Yeah, I think it'll be on the hit. It'll be Seamus Foley, senior defenseman from Braintree, Mass. With, I'm assuming, the hit on that shooter at the end. I didn't see the hit, but these refs have been calling it decently tight on the hits and the slashes, so definitely something you expect. And as I like to say, I think Union's been playing pretty good today, but again, I think that's been a issue for them all season is the penalties, and that's really coming to bite them today. It's been quite a few times that they've head to the box, and their special teams just haven't really played as well as they need to.
Yeah.
Especially the man-up team not being able to get a goal today is crucial, and then as it looks, that Seamus O'Neill may be trying to lock off a player and then work with just a four-man rotation around, an interesting strategy. But it doesn't seem like he can choose which guy to lock off. Finally, he finds one. Just a little bit of a change-up. Make the RIT offense change their strategy. Seems to be working. RIT's having to make some difficult passes. Shot comes. Good placement over the left shoulder of Lynch. Gets it to go. It'll be 11-6 off the man-up goal for RIT. That was Ian Dinga, senior midfielder from Bristow, Virginia. That's his second of the day, and he's the third leader of points on this RIT team. Face-off win goes right to the stick of the RIT wing. Passes back to the short stick. That was a double pole, actually, for RIT. And worked out for them. Dodge down the right alley. Has a little bit of space. Shot, good save from Lynch. I didn't expect to see the shot there, but Lynch able to track it well. Home run clear. Shot goes. Stick side high. About what you expect coming from the short stick D midi and Matt McKenzie. It was a great opportunity for the shot, but not the right placement. Now RIT going the other way to take a shot. They put that one high to high. Another easy save. Lynch and Ziborowski just padding their stats on these transition shots. As Lucy gets hounded trying to cross the midfield line. Has to pass it back. Overpass. You just got to get this one over fast. And they will to Popko. Lime. Dodging from GLE, goes up to his right hand. Shot, that one was flying wide anyway, but Ziborowski gets his stick on it to cause the turnover. RIT going the other way. Good pass, shot, save, high to high, low angle. Making these goalies' lives easy. I mean, good saves on both sides from Ziborowski, and good job Ziborowski stepping out and just grabbing that ball that would have went on the end line, but these shooters are making the job a little bit too easy for the goalies. A little under 11 minutes left in the game. Still a 5-goal lead for RIT. This quarter has been 1-1 each side after a disappointing third quarter for Union after they had so much momentum in that second. Union looking to gain that back. Ball behind. Popko dodge. A good back check prevents the goal. Up to Kip. midfield line. I believe it's going to be Lime, Kai Taylor, and Bo Bensley. Ball behind at X, around 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Union doesn't seem like they're in a rush. Lime comes out. He has a little bit of space. Looks like RIT might be back into his zone concept. Dodge, shot. Never really had the power on it and was kind of just picked up by Zaborowski. Long pass. Doesn't quite find its mark, but off the bounce, it will end up in an RIT stick. Yeah, I think that was another zone concept curveball at Union in that they didn't really know how to handle, and they ended up kind of just passing the ball around until they were low on the shot clock and then forcing an off-kilter opportunity. Union on the sub, one extra man for RIT looking to take advantage. Feedback, shot, easy save. Another one, stick side high for Lynch. A good clear to Mackay Taylor. Mackay Taylor trying to take advantage, but they don't have the attackman they needed. Not the shot you want to see from Mackay Taylor. On the run, sidearm, guarded by a player. And Union didn't have the players to run the fast break. One of their attackmen was at the box, so it might have been an extra player actually for RIT. At best, it was a 3-on-3. And I don't think that was a great shot. I think they could have fought for a much better opportunity there. Still down by 5 goals, though. Union does need to push fast, under 9 minutes. Both goalies here, we've seen like 6 saves in a row, and half of them have been stick side high, just collections. Taking the donations from both offenses.
Yeah, I mean, this is the longest we've gone, really, on an offensive set without a shot since over the last 5 minutes.
And that one will go, a feed to the near side pipe. Union's not able to get that coma slide quick enough, and it's an easy dunk for RIT. That was number 17, I believe, Chase Bruno, the junior midfielder. Already has a couple today. 8:22 left. Oh, I'm sorry, that'll be Ethan Harkins, number 45, junior attack from Oakville, Ontario, getting the goal. 6-goal lead for RIT, 8:22 left in the fourth. Stepping on the cross. Face-off violation. Goes the way of Union. Midfield unit's going to come on. It's going to be Line, Pike, and I believe Powers. Or, sorry, that's Bensley. First-year midfielder from South Hamilton, Massachusetts. Just an ill-advised pass, a good check. Hazen Pike just was not nearly wide enough to make that pass worth it and got checked, and that ball hit the ground quickly, and then now it's in the stick of RIT. RIT trying to push it the other way. They don't have the men for it. Union gets their 6 in pretty quick. Bensley is stuck, not at a short stick deep midfielder. We'll see if he tries to sub soon. As RIT tries to sub, we'll see if he goes with him. Bensley will. Union gets the midfield sub, so no advantage for the Tigers. On the far wing. Now up top, Lucy defending. Finnernan with the ball, the 5th year. Now goes to Bullock. Bullock and Finnernan just having a catch here before Bullock rips a 15-yarder that flies well high. Now, I didn't even see that line had gotten stuck. He's able to finally sub off now to get on Tyler Robbins. .20 seconds on the shot clock. Ball moves around through X. Up top with Finnernan. Shot bounces off the chest of Lucy. Almost goes out. Collected on the sideline from Finnernan. A 20-yarder. Now that one blocked down front. Shot clock violation against the Tigers. And I don't know what that pass was. A bouncer down the middle to a double-covered Chris Connolly is about the quickest way you can turn that over. And now a flag on the hit. Player without possession. Connolly maybe a little pissed about not being able to collect that pass. Tries to take it out on the RIT team. And he'll go to the box for a minute. Unnecessary roughness. And it just seems like the wheels are kind of coming off the wagon for Union. Some decent defensive play, but the turnovers that we had in the first quarter are coming back to haunt them, and they can't find any offensive rhythm. Back to a man-down opportunity. Like we said, these penalties have been an issue all year, and kind of the same thing today. Definitely some bright spots today from Union, but not able to really bring it together into a cohesive strip of plays that would have brought them back into this game. Union working in their rotation. Way too late for that slide up the field. Leads to a 10-yard rip. Gets its way past Lynch. And now it'll be 13-6.
I mean, Union here, I wouldn't call it falling apart because they actually are playing pretty well, but these last 7 minutes, I mean, the clears have not been what they were in the first half. You're taking hits that, or not taking hits, you're giving hits that you clearly are trying to set a tone to the team, but it's like, you have to be smart here. You can't have another, you still have a man down, just over 30 seconds. So they take a timeout here. And I think, you played probably the best you have over the entire year.
Yeah, I think they showed
in the first half.
I think they showed bright spots.
Yeah,
of
100%.
Of some highs that maybe we haven't seen, especially against these caliber teams. Like RIT, obviously a phenomenal team. Only one loss in the season coming against the powerhouse Tufts.
Yeah, best team in the country for D3.
And that was even a decently tight game for RIT. But I think they showed their highs when they move the ball great, when they're fiery, when they're playing aggressive on defense. They do some great things, but it just comes down to a lot of mental mistakes of bad clears, bad passes, ill-advised shots. A lot of times shots by turnover, like just turning it over by making a bad shot and putting it right in the goalie's stick, or just putting it outside the net and then it gets chased down. And then also I just think RIT, for the length of the game, I think Union was really fiery at some points, but just had more fight in them. In that first quarter, RIT was dominant on ground balls. Right now, RIT is dominant in the riding and clearing game. They're dominant on ground balls, and it's just tough to win a game. Tough to win a game when you can't find the goals and you kind of squander most of your possessions. But I definitely, we saw some great flashes today from Union. Lynch and net, Wall with getting 3 straight to really bring Union back into this one, and in that second quarter transition. It'll be Union ball off the face-off. Picking it up will be Lucy. And also, I haven't seen Riley come back on the field, I think. We saw him come on briefly. Definitely wants to play, but didn't look his best.
When he was jogging off, he was shaking his head, saying, I don't think so. So, we hope he's feeling all right on the sidelines.
Skip pass. Over to Kip on the far side. He's going to rip one. Takes the deflection out front, chased down by Union. That's going to be number 14, Henry Quaidance, the senior attack from Lakeville, Connecticut. Easy clear for RIT, gets him over the 50. Just under 5 minutes left. Union trying to get all their seniors in. Now you see Jason Koch, senior midfielder from Scarsdale, will get on at the D-midi role. He'll be joined by Matt McKenzie, junior midfielder. Dodge down the right alley, wraps behind X, shot flies wide. Chased down by RIT. 4:20 left in the game. Dodge starting high up top. Goes down the left alley, turns back to try to make a pass. A good check. Keeps it off target, but still collected by RIT. Check, ball skipping out on the end line. Goes off the foot of a Union player. Now going to be picked up by Koch. Near the end line. Makes a good pass to Sula at the midfield. Sula will send it right back to Koch. Union will slow this one down a little bit. Get on the players they want. That's going to be number 22, Matt Blasi, a senior. He's going to work with number 16, Matt DeSalt, a senior. Other players on the field, McAvoy, a senior. Quaidance, a senior. And Kip, this all-senior offensive unit. Looking to get another goal together on the Frank Bailey field. Shot comes, bounces off the side. Flag, I don't really know what for.
Maybe a man in the crease on Union.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be a slash on RIT.
Oh.
I guess on the
shot?
On the shot against Kip. Caught him in the head. Oh, unnecessary roughness, actually. Number 21, Weinrich. Short 60 midi. Refs have been calling this one tight. A little bit of confusion from the Union players. A little bit of a switch up. You'll see line now. More of their standard, closer to their standard man-up unit. McAvoy up top. McAvoy looked like he had a chance to take that one. Feed to the backside. Quaidance tries to hockey it in. Misses the net, but he'll be in the crease. Ball goes the way of RIT. Just under 3 minutes left.
RIT kind of just passing the ball around. Pretty much just going to run this game out. Probably take a shot with about 10 seconds left as you hear some cheers from the crowd for number 20 for RIT. It's James Corey, sophomore.
Dodge down the left alley, hounded from Lazzetti.
Good check, Union.
Foley with a good move to get past the 50. Robbins, swim move. Gets hit, loses the ball on the crease. Going back the other way, just under a minute 30. Shot clock still a little bit lower than game. Some kind of violation. Didn't really see from where I am. But goes in favor of Union. Now they're on the clear with just about a minute 15 left. Getting the clear, that's number 22, Matt Balazzi, the senior from Reading, Mass. On the field, it'll be number 16, Matt DeSalt. 14, Henry Quaidance. Number 22, Matt Balazzi. 13, Peter Kipp. Number 31, Archie McAvoy. And number 19, Liam McGovern. Quaidance feed to the crease. Shot flies wide. Takes a bounce. That'll be a reset. Shot clock now off, 35.9 left. Blasi to his right hand. Takes a shot. Bouncer never makes it to the cage. Going to be picked up by Ziborowski. Just under 20 seconds left. Pending this clear should end the game. It'll be a win for RIT, 13-6. Good luck now, RIT, moving into the Liberty League playoffs. But Union will end their season with a loss at Frank Bailey. And congrats to all the seniors on some great careers. Ending today, the last games on Frank Bailey. Thank everyone for tuning in. Thank you for your support all season. Women's lacrosse should be playing here for a playoff game this Tuesday. Would love, if you're missing some lacrosse action in your life, coming out and supporting them. Thank you guys for tuning in. Have a great summer. We'll see you guys next season.